In this lecture, we are going to see concepts related to light, reflection, refraction. If you observe this chapter, this entire chapter is divided into three parts. First part is reflection. We are going to see what is meant by reflection and what are the concepts present in reflection. There, what types of mirrors we are going to get, what types of concepts we are going to learn, everything will be covered in reflection. After reflection, we are going to see concept refraction. In refraction, what is refraction, loss of refraction, what are the lenses present, that we will see. Before refraction, we are going to learn about refraction through glass slab. What is refraction through glass slab, what is meant by refractive index, those concepts we are going to cover. And at last, power of the lens. So first we will start with reflection. Now what is meant by reflection? Reflection is nothing but it is a property of light. When light falls on polished surface or smooth surface or reflecting surface, whatever it may be, reflecting surface, it reflects back, or simply to say it bounces back into the same medium. So what is that bouncing back in the same medium? Just if you observe, this is plane mirror. There will be two sides for the plane mirror. For reflecting side, we are not going to draw anything, but for non-reflecting side, we are going to shade like this just to indicate this one is reflecting side and this one is non-reflecting side. Now if you pass a light which is parallel to the mirror, surface of the mirror, which is, sorry, not parallel, it is perpendicular. When light is passed perpendicular to the surface of the mirror, that light ray bounces back in the same path. Such type of rays known as normal ray. And while coming to the plane mirror, how many normal rays you can going to draw means you can draw infinite number of normal rays. Now if you pass any light like this with some angle theta, light which is coming from the source is known as incident ray. When incident ray is touching the plane mirror, it bounces back in the same medium. This is medium. Let us consider this is air. It bounces back in the air. If you consider this as water, it bounces back in the same medium. And the angle between normal and this ray is known as reflected ray. And this angle is known as angle of reflection. Here, this angle I stands for angle of incidence. Angle R stands for angle of reflection. Next, there are two laws of reflection, very important you have to learn and understand. Number one, the angle of incidence, angle I, is equal to, which is equal to angle of reflection, angle R. So if angle I is 30 degrees, definitely angle R will be 30 degrees. If angle I is 60 degrees, angle R will be 60 degrees. That is the rule number one. Rule number two, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal ray to the mirror at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. You see, this, if you observe, this incident ray, this normal ray, this reflected ray, all these rays will be lying on the same plane. This is the point of contact. Simply to say, where near that point, incident ray you can observe, normal ray you can observe, reflected ray also you can observe. Those are two laws of reflection. Next, image formation. Basically, what is image, what is object, we have to understand. First of all, there is a huge difference between object and image. Object is nothing but which is real, which you can touch, which you can feel, which you can observe, right? You can see, you can touch. First of all, this is so important. You can able to touch it, you can able to feel it. But while coming to the image, you cannot touch, you cannot feel, just only you can see. Simply to say, objects are nothing but they are original materials. But while coming to image, they are duplicate version of the object or replica of the object. So images you can observe on screen or inside the mirror. You cannot touch the image, you cannot touch, you cannot feel. That is nothing but image. And to form image, to observe image, what is needed? Mirrors are needed, right? So first of all, what is meant by mirror? Mirror is nothing but it is 100% smooth, polished and reflecting surface, nothing but mirror. Reflecting surface which reflects 100% of the light, definitely. Now there are three types of mirrors. Number one, plane mirror and spherical mirror. Spherical mirrors are divided into two. They are concave and convex, that we are going to discuss. So first we are coming to plane mirror. Their properties. What are the images you can able to see? They are virtual and erect. Definitely objects, if object is straight, image also will be straight, and which will be virtual and erect. What is virtual? We will see that. Same size as that of the object. If object is 2 centimeter height, image also will be 2 centimeter height. At equal distance behind the mirror, if object is placed here, image is formed here, and if you measure the distance from object to mirror, same distance will be there from mirror to image. Laterally inverted means left becomes right, right becomes left. Magnification is +1. Here plus indicates virtual, plus indicates erect, and 1 indicates, you see, they are not, there is a huge difference between this. M is equal to +1, M is greater than +1, M is less than +1. There is a huge difference, guys. Okay, that we'll try to understand. What is M is equal to 1, what is M is greater than 1, what is M is less than 1. We'll try to see. So these are the properties of plane mirrors. Next, we're coming to spherical mirror. What is spherical mirror? Spherical mirrors are the part of glass sphere. Means if you consider a sphere which is completely made up of reflecting surface. So complete ball, this spherical, this sphere has total reflecting surface, and if you take one small part from it, if you take small part, hence it becomes part of spherical mirror. So what are two different types of parts we can observe? Means we can get two types of spherical mirrors. First one, concave and convex. Where it is, we'll see. Here we have two types of spherical mirrors. Number one, concave mirror. Number two, convex mirror. So concave mirror, if you observe, mirror which is bent inwards. Of course, this is part of sphere, part of circle, right? And this is non-reflecting side, which you have to mark like this. And there is a center point for the mirror that is represented with the letter P. P stands for pole. And this concave mirror is also known as converging mirror, because when light rays are passing parallel to each other, after touching the mirror, all light rays will be converged at one point. All light rays will be converged at one point. That point we are calling it as focus. Let me erase. You can able to see this. So these are the things. So first there will be concave mirror, and we have a pole P, that is center point of the mirror, and there will be a point that is represented with the letter F. F stands for focus, and there is another point that is center of curvature, because this is part of sphere. In mathematics, you might have learnt about arc. Arc is nothing but part of circle. Part of circle. So this mirror is part of sphere. Of course, for circle there is center point. For this mirror also we have one center point that is represented with the letter C. C stands for center of curvature. And there is a line which is joining center of curvature, focus, and pole P. So this line is covering 3 points. It is passing through 2 points and touching third point. This line is known as principal axis. Principal axis. And distance between focus and pole. Distance between focus and pole is known as focal length, is represented with the letter small f. Distance between center of curvature to the pole is represented with the letter R, stands for radius of curvature. So here capital F stands for focus, small f for focal length, capital C is for center of curvature, capital R is for radius of curvature. These are the points you have to remember regarding concave mirror. Where we can use this concave mirror? In torch lights, in searchlights, in vehicle headlights. Dentist also will be using this concave mirror to see large image of the teeth, and while shaving they will be using this concave mirror to make it image bigger and make up glasses. In beauty parlors, in saloons also they will be using this concave mirror. Then we have convex mirror. Convex mirror is the mirror which is bent outwards. So this is concave mirror, and here we have non-reflecting side, and this mirror is known as diverging mirror. Why? Because if you pass light rays parallel to each other, then as soon as touching the mirror, all light rays will be diverged out like this. It diverges out. And if you pass all these reflected rays, all reflected rays will be meeting at one point. That point is known as focus. Here only small difference is While coming to concave, focus will be towards your left hand side, and while coming to convex mirror, focus will be towards your right hand side. And we'll try to understand what is sign convention and what is the Cartesian plane. If not in this lecture, we'll see it in another lecture, that where I'll be explaining what is sign convention and how to solve numerical problems from chapter light reflection refraction. Separate lecture will be taken regarding that one. Okay, here also I'll arrange, you can able to see things clearly. Now same like concave mirror, for convex mirror also we have focus here. Next point is center of curvature, line which is joining center of curvature, focus and touching pole P known as principal axis, and there is a pole P for convex mirror also. Same focal length, distance from pole to focus, radius of curvature, distance from pole to center of curvature. Where we can use this convex mirror? Rear view mirror in vehicles, to observe the vehicles which are coming on road. That will be so simple for us to see, because it will be producing virtual, erect and diminished. In shops as security mirrors, because it can cover larger area. At blind turns, if there is a blind turn like this, at this point if they can use mirror, then vehicles which are coming at this side, they can able to see vehicles which are coming from this position, such that they can avoid accidents. Okay, concave mirrors, convex mirrors, both are used to observe the images. Already we have discussed what is meant by image. Now let us try to understand types of images. We know what is meant by image. Image is nothing but duplicate of the object, replica of the object. Now what are the two types of images? We have virtual image and real image. Virtual, when light rays appear to meet, you see they appear to meet, guys. Here I'll tell you one thing. While we are drawing ray diagrams here, always light ray will be representing with an arrow mark. That is also traveling from your left hand side to right hand side. According to the sign convention, always we need to take from left to right. Why? Because just to avoid confusions. That's it. Because everywhere we will be learning physics. To avoid confusion, we will be thinking that source of light is present towards your left hand side and mirrors are present towards your right hand side. Always light will be moving from left to right to avoid confusion. Now always light ray can be represented like this. And you see, if actually where image is formed when two light rays are meeting. You see, consider this is one light ray which is moving like this, and another light ray which is moving like this, and this is a point of contact where image is formed. Try to understand. This is light ray L1, first light ray. This is L2, second light ray. When two light rays are meeting, and this is a point where image is formed. Now what they have given in the virtual image? When light rays appear to meet, if you observe real image, when light ray actually meet. What is that appear to meet? What is that actual to meet? Actually meeting is nothing but this one. Consider light ray which is traveling like this, and light ray which is traveling like this. You see, both light rays are meeting at this point. Original form of meeting, actual form of meeting. So this is the point where image is formed. Now let us consider we have one light ray which is passing like this, another light ray which is passing like this. Now there is no chance for these two light rays to meet, because this will be going like this and this light ray will be going like this. There is no chance to meet. But what we can do, we can draw imaginary line, right? We can draw imaginary line like this. Now this is the point where light rays are appear to meet. These are imaginary light rays, right? Appear to meet. So such type of things, nothing but virtual image, that is appear, and this is original way of meeting, actual way of meeting, that is real image. Now cannot be obtained on screen. We cannot get virtual images on screen. Always virtual images will be forming backside of the mirror or behind the mirror. Example, mirrors what you are using in your daily life to see your faces, to apply some face cream or to apply some powder, or for makeup, for shaving, we'll be using mirrors which will be forming only virtual images. Always images will be definitely erect. They are saying, not we are not talking about magnified or diminished. Just concept is erect. Definitely it will be erect. While coming to real images can be obtained on screen. Example, in your school, in your classroom, when something is projected, it will be projected on screen. At present, you are also observing, right? When it is projected on the screen, that is known as real image. And always it will be forming inverted images, but in projectors, they will be using lenses, which will be again inverting it. Okay. Now, these are the concepts regarding what is reflection, how image is formed, what are the different types of mirrors, what are the different types of images. Now, let us try to understand ray diagrams of concave and convex mirrors. Basically, we are not discussing ray diagrams. To discuss ray diagram, we should see diagrams from your textbook. Yeah, we have diagrams from textbook. If you observe, there are 6 ray diagrams related to concave and 6 positions. So first one, when object is placed at infinity, light ray which is coming from the head touches the concave mirror and it passes through the focus. Second one, when light ray is passing from the tail after touching the mirror, passing through focus. Now image is formed at focus. Second one, so what is the nature of the image? It is highly diminished, point size and real inverted. Second one, when object is placed beyond C, you can observe first light ray is touching the mirror and passing through the focus. Second light ray is passing through center of curvature. After touching the mirror, it reflecting back through the center of curvature only. And this is the point where 2 rays are meeting. Actually, this is actual way of meeting. So definitely images will be real image. If it is real, definitely it will be inverted. And you see object size is big, image size is small, so that it is diminished. And where image is forming in between C and F. Next, when object is placed at C, image is formed at C. And while coming to the size, it is same size of the object size and image size both are same, real, inverted, same size. Next, when object is placed between C and F, image is formed beyond C. Image is formed beyond C, real, inverted and enlarged. Object is small, image is big. Now, when object is placed exactly on focus, so if object is placed on focus, then image is formed at infinity. It is real, inverted, highly enlarged. Last, when object is placed in between focus and pole P, means which is very near to the concave mirror, then image is formed is virtual, erect and enlarged. Why it is virtual? Because images are forming backside of the mirror. So these are the 6 positions of concave, and there are 2 positions for convex. First position is when object is placed at infinity. When object is placed at infinity, you can observe light rays which are passing parallel to the principal axis after touching the mirror. That light rays are diverging and total light rays will be here, imaginary light rays. So here we have discussed about 2 types of images, right? Actual way of meeting and appears to meet. Now virtual images always it is appear. Real image always it is actual. Now if you observe here, light rays are moving away. Now we are drawing imaginary lines, which is nothing but appear to meet. Now where image is forming? Image is forming on focus, highly and highly diminished, point sized, virtual and erect. Next position, when object is placed between infinity and pole P, anywhere on principal axis. If object is placed, image is formed behind the mirror, I mean backside of the mirror, and image is virtual, erect, and if you observe object is big, image is small, so that it is diminished and it is formed in front of the focus, or you can write it as which is formed beyond mirror and in between pole and focus. So these are the ray diagrams of concave and convex mirror. I didn't explain complete ray diagram. I didn't explain how to draw the ray diagrams. Just a brief explanation. Now you see when while coming to concave, mirror, when object is placed at infinity, image is formed at focus, point size, highly diminished, real, inverted. When object is placed beyond C, image is formed between F and C, diminished, real, inverted. When object is placed at C, image is formed at C, same size, real, inverted. When object is placed between C and F, image is formed beyond C, enlarged, real, inverted. When object is placed at F, image is formed at infinity, highly enlarged, real, inverted. When object is placed between focus and pole P, image is formed behind mirror, backside of the mirror. It is enlarged, virtual and erect. Only sixth position is virtual and erect. Remaining all 5 positions real and inverted. But different sizes, guys. So we can get diminished size, we can get same size, we can get enlarged, we can get highly enlarged. Different sizes are there in inverted and real. And while coming to convex, all images will be virtual and direct, but sizes. If object is placed at infinity, image is formed at focus, simply to say behind mirror. And if it is placed at finite distance, means some reasonable distance, observable distance in between infinity and pole P, then image is formed between focus and pole P, right? That is also behind mirror, behind, simply to say backside of the mirror. And image is diminished when compared to the size of the object, and it is virtual and erect. Now we have to discuss about sign convention. While discussing that sign convention, we should have idea regarding Cartesian plane. We need to match that Cartesian plane with pole of the, so we have to match that Cartesian plane with pole of the mirror, this one. So like this and like this, you can draw x-axis and y-axis. Here also they have given, this is x, this is x dash. Here we have of course mn is nothing but aperture of the mirror, nothing but part which is visible to our eye. Now we'll see what will be positives and what will be negatives. Separate session also will be there to understand the sign convention and also how to solve numerical problems. Now you see, while coming to the concave mirror, this is concave. If you take concave mirror, all objects are placed in front of the mirror. Always pole P is the reference point. Reference point. Now to measure the distance of the object, you have to move towards your x dash axis. So if you are moving towards x dash axis, u value will be negative. And if you observe, images are also forming in front of the mirror only, because real and inverted. We have to move towards your x dash axis only. So we also negative for 5 positions. But while coming to 6th position, image is formed this side, where you have to move this. So positive for 6th position. Now h stands for height of the object. Always height of the object will be positive because it is pointing upwards. H dash, height of the image, always negative because it is pointing downwards. But if you observe 6th position, it is positive. And while coming to focus, small f for focal length, capital F for focus, C for center of curvature, R for radius of curvature. If you observe this, focus and focal length present here. So to measure the value of the focus, you have to move towards your left hand side, simply to say x dash axis. So if focus is negative, everything will be negative. Clearly, once again, I'll teach you in another lecture. Next, we have a sign convention for convex mirror also. While coming to convex mirror, this is convex mirror. Always we have to place objects in front of the mirror so that u value is negative. And while coming to v nothing but distance of image from the mirror. Images are forming virtual and direct. Here only we are getting. So we have to move towards x-axis so that v is positive. And height of the object always positive, it will be pointing upwards. Height of the image h dash is also positive because both are virtual and erect. Because of erect, it is positive. And where we have focus, this is diverging mirror. When light ray is passing parallel to principal axis, it diverges like this, such that we can mention focus here. Focus means you are moving towards your right hand side from the pole P, that is reference point. You are moving towards x-axis. So small f, capital F, C, R, everything will be positive. So these are the sign conventions, and we have a mirror formula and magnification formula. You see, guys, mirror formula you need to by heart. There is no other go, because in mathematics, whatever it may be the formula. For example, in trigonometry, we can learn that sine theta is nothing but opposite by hypotenuse, tan is equal to opposite by adjacent, something how you are learning those ratios, and at the same time sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, and those identities how you are learning. Same like that, we have to go with formula. 1 by f is equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u. Here F stands for focal length, which is nothing but half of the radius of curvature. V stands for image distance. U stands for object distance. Next, magnification. Magnification formula M is equal to HI nothing but height of the image by H naught, height of the object, or you can mention it as H dash by H, height of the object by, height of the image divided by height of the object, which is equal to minus V by U. So this is so important, minus. Now HI is size of the image or height of the image, H naught size or height of the object. Now you see, I told you already, M is equal to +1, M is greater than 1, M is less than 1. What is the meaning? If M is positive, image is virtual and erect. If M is negative, if I tell you M is equal to +1, definitely it is virtual and erect. If I tell M is equal to -1, it is real and inverted. Here you see minus is there. Whenever you observe the minus, it is inverted, right? Whenever you observe the plus, it is erect. Now, if M is greater than 1, if magnification value is greater than 1, then it is magnified. Greater than 1 means it might be 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So it is magnified, enlarged. If M is less than 1 means it may be 0.9, 0.8, or 0.1. That is also less than 1, which is nothing but diminished. So in that we'll get a lot of meanings. M is equal to +1, M is equal to -1. We have to answer this one. M is greater than +1, M is greater than -1, M is less than +1, M is less than -1. Here we have discussed, right? Plus means virtual and erect, minus means real and inverted. +1 is nothing but enlarged, greater than means enlarged, less than means inverted. These are the meanings you need to apply. So these are the concepts regarding mirrors. So we have discussed about reflection and refraction, simple and somewhat opposite to reflection. Refraction is a phenomena of bending of light. Why it will bend? In the sense, because there is change in its speed and direction. So why light ray bends and travel? Because there is speed and direction. Now when light ray is moving from one medium to another medium, there is change in its speed as well as direction, so that light ray bends and travel. Now there are two laws of refraction. First one, incident ray, refracted ray, normal ray to the interface of two transparent media at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. You see one small concept in textbook, we have refraction through glass slab. If you see, this is incident ray, now this is air. Now light ray is traveling from air to glass, there is change in medium. When light ray is traveling from one medium to another medium, speed and direction is changed, so that light bends and travel like this. And if you draw a line which is passing straight, nothing but normal ray, there is no change in its speed and direction. But if incident ray is tilted with some angle theta, then you can observe the refraction. But if you pass light straight, it will pass straight without any deviation, without any refraction. And the angle between normal and the incident ray is nothing but angle of incidence. And the light ray will be bending. And here, if you take an angle between normal and refracted ray, nothing but angle of refraction. Again, when light ray is passing from glass to air, again it regains its original velocity and it passes straight. So how this light ray is passing, if you draw the reference line, you can observe these two rays will be parallel to each other. So this distance we can call it as parallel shift or lateral shift. And light ray which is passing in first medium is known as incident ray. Light ray which is passing in second medium, nothing but refracted ray. Again, light ray which is coming out to the first medium, nothing but emergent ray. We have angle of incidence, angle of refraction, angle of emergence. Now you see, this is the point. I'll change color, you can understand. This is the point where incident ray, normal ray, refracted ray will be present. That is the first law. Incident ray, refracted ray, normal ray to the interface of two transparent media. This is first transparent media, this is second transparent media. So at this point we can observe this Snell's law. Snell's law nothing but sin I by sin R. Sin of angle of incidence divided by sin of angle of refraction is always constant. Means if you take I value as 30 degree, you can get some R value. You take I value as 40 degree, you will get R value something. If you take I value as 50 degree, you will get something R value. If you take I value 60 degree, we will get something R value. Now, if you divide, for example, we have angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. Now, if you take ratio of this and this, I and R, means 30 degree by angle A, or 40 degree by angle B, 50 degree by angle C, 60 degree by angle D, all values will be same, means which is constant. That's what they are saying. And if you draw the graph, definitely it will be straight like this, constant. Now, okay, we'll do one thing. We'll see just power of lens in this lecture, and in another lecture we'll try to cover what is convex lens, what is concave lens, and what is refractive index, magnifications related to concave convex lenses. Then we'll try to understand position diagram, simply to say ray diagrams, sign convention, and we'll try to learn how to solve numerical problems in light chapter. So in this lecture we have discussed only about reflection, types of mirrors here. So first we have discussed about reflection, bouncing back of light ray, two laws of reflections, two laws of reflection, angle of incidence, angle of reflection will be equal, and all will be lying on same plane. We have understood what is image formation, how image is formed, what are the different types of images we have, virtual and real images, and what is the meaning of that appears to meet and actual meeting. Then we have understood what are three types of mirrors: plane mirror, concave mirror, convex mirror. Then we have seen ray diagrams related to concave and convex mirror, 6 diagrams related to concave, 2 diagrams related to convex, and we have observed uses also of concave and convex. Regarding uses also, they might ask you questions in your examination. Then we have seen all the positions of concave and convex mirrors. Then we have understood what is sign convention, how to take that sign convention, and how to compare that sign convention with the Cartesian plane. If anything is moving towards x-axis positive, x dash negative, y positive, y dash negative. Then we have seen mirror formula and magnification formula. We have understood what are the meanings of plus and minus. Plus means always it is virtual and direct. Minus means always it is real and inverted. If m is greater than 1 means it is magnified image or enlarged image. If m is less than 1, we can call it as diminished image. Now, if it is m is equal to plus, we can call it as erect image. M is equal to minus, we can call it as inverted image. In next lecture, we'll try to understand what is meant by refraction, what are the concepts you can get in refraction, then what is refractive index, different types of lenses, magnification, image formation, power of lens, etc. That's it in this lecture.